Play Man City this weekend. Hey guys, good early morning to each and every single one of you. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you're all having a good early start this Friday morning. On Friday, the 1st of March now, 2024 this year. We are now in the month of March. First of all, to be a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to put a notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2024 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for brand new videos, shorts, live streams, more brand new games, more brand new gaming content. Call of Duty will be making its debut this week, which I'm really, really excited for. Modern Warfare 3 coming to the channel, more previews, more match reactions, and much more brand new dedicated stuff planned for the rest of 2024 on the channel. So please join us on this journey and this adventure together. Can Manchester United get any kind of result at the Etihad this weekend? Logically, your head is saying no, and your heart is saying they've got to get something. It's match day 27, people, of the 23-24 Premier League campaign at the Etihad. 3:30 afternoon kickoff on a Sunday afternoon with a very, very, very strange kickoff time for the first time ever in Manchester derby history. Can Manchester United get any kind of result at the Etihad? I think logically there is a lot of hype after the Nottingham Forest result. There's a lot of people saying that Manchester United can go to the Etihad and get a result. That result last night, on Wednesday night against Forest, was a lot of false hope. We are playing Manchester City, who are on another elite level of competitive world-class football. Let's not beat around the bush here. What Pep Guardiola has done for Manchester City is nothing more than absolutely incredible. Treble winners last year, hasn't been done since 1999. Potentially are going to win the Premier League for a 4th season in a row, which is now getting very, very boring. And can we really see Manchester United going to the Etihad and getting anything? I just can't. Unfortunately, I just can't. I just don't have a gut feeling that it's going to be a good weekend. I can't see Manchester United going to the Etihad and getting anything. Man City want to win the Premier League for a 4th season in a row. They want to win the treble again, which they could still do. And I don't think Pep Guardiola's men are going to put a handbrake on against Manchester United, knowing after what happened against Fulham, scraping by against Nottingham Forest on Wednesday night in the FA Cup 5th round, Manchester City are not going to take it easy on Manchester United. Last season was a reminder of what can happen. When you lose 6-3 and Foden and Haaland both scored hat-tricks, that has never ever happened in Manchester derby history. A lot of people are thinking after Wednesday that scraping by Nottingham Forest is going to be Manchester United going to the Etihad and winning. I would wake up and face a bit of reality here. Manchester City have got all their players back at the right time of the season. The only injury blow they've got for Sunday is basically Jack Grealish, who again went off on the 39th minute against Luton Town and Kenilworth Road on Tuesday night, and they won 6-2. That's the only injury problem Man City have got. And people are expecting Manchester United to go to the Etihad and rip up trees. I just can't see us picking up anything. I'm sorry to say, but let's face a bit of reality check here. We're not Manchester United anymore. We are not a club that can go to the rivals and get any points from. Last season was a statement of intent from Man City. And of course, yet again, they're not going to take this result as, do you know what? Let's back off a little bit. And let's go easy on Manchester United. There will be no way Pep Guardiola will want Man City slipping up against Man United. Pep Guardiola wants to become an elite manager, which we all know he already is. He is going to want to make Man City the most dominant force in football, which they already are. They're the best team in Manchester by an absolute mile. There's no question about that. Even I hold my hands up. Man City are the best team currently in Manchester. There's no doubt about a question that Man City are miles and miles ahead of Manchester United currently. And it shows based on their results. It shows based on their trophies. It shows based on their success. It shows again that if they win the treble, which for 2 seasons in a row that's never ever happened. This will make Man City go past Manchester United. The history of Manchester United will be completely dead if Man City were to win the treble again. And I think it's going to be a hefty scoreline. I can't see Man United keeping a clean sheet. I can't see Manchester United scoring any goals after the struggles against Forest. I just don't think Man United are going to go there with any confidence at all. And the win on Wednesday apparently was a morale boost for the squad. And then a day later, you've then got Marcus Rashford opening his mouth 3 days before the Manchester derby, which again is a make or break game because this is going to determine where Manchester United are at the end of the season. And Rashford has now opened his mouth again, talking the big I am. And you don't have the right to criticise me, and you don't have the right to judge my commitment to Manchester United. I think Marcus Rashford needs to do his talking on the pitch, I'm afraid, and stop coming out of it on social media. Marcus Rashford apparently has told us that we've got no right to criticise him and his commitment towards Manchester United lately. I don't know what Marcus Rashford's thinking when you've got a big game in 3 days' time, that he's fed up with the fans moaning at him and criticising his commitment and his performances for Manchester United. And yes, he may have admitted that mistakes he's made in his career have been quite life-changing, but he's basically telling the fans to do one. He's telling the fans basically, I'm better than you, I know more than you, I'm the big I am, I'm bigger than the football club. And after that, if I was Eric Ten Hag ahead of Sunday, I would be fucking fuming with him. Marcus Rashford has got no right slamming the fans, slamming the supporters, and basically saying that we've got no right for a view, no right for an opinion, and basically keep our mouths shut. I don't think Marcus Rashford's got the right. We've got to go to the Etihad and somehow get a result. And putting words out like that and a statement like that, it's not going to get the fans back on side. It's not going to get the supporters on side. They are going to absolutely go for Rashford now after that. No one's got the right to judge him. He's not performed all fucking season. 5 Premier League goals this season. 5 Premier League goals all season long. And he's fed up basically of us moaning at him. After that, enough's enough for me. Because we need to win this game. I know we're not going to. I know Manchester United are going to get absolutely torn apart by Haaland and co. And we know that the performance of Manchester United is going to be absolutely bang average, which it was on Wednesday. Man United are not going to turn up the Etihad knowing they can win that game. I think the players already know they'll probably be beaten before they've even kicked a ball. And of course, that's not the mentality that you want going to the Etihad. But let's be real here. If Manchester United fans are got any confidence or any positivity ahead of this weekend, I would wake up and look at the mirror for a very long time and face a bit of reality check. We are not going to Man City and beating them. The level of intensity, the level of quality football that Pep Guardiola gets out those players is nothing more than remarkable. The consistency, the tempo, the stamina, the hunger, the appetite, the passion that those Man City players show in every fucking game this season has been nothing more than beautiful to watch. And you have to admit, from a Man United fan, you've got to sit back and admire what Man City are actually doing because they're setting the standards. And they're going to keep setting those standards with the more trophies and the more success that Pep Guardiola brings to their football club. You can't call them the noisy neighbours anymore. You've got to actually applaud what Man City are doing. And yes, they are a bit of an oil club and they've still got 115 charges to their name. But let's be really honest here. Man City will beat Manchester United this weekend. Even from my perspective, I do not want to say that. But I'm not surprised I've got to say those words because I've got no confidence or any sign of any positivity in me that says Manchester United can go to the Etihad and win. I just can't see it happening. I cannot see Manchester United producing a shock result. And I think the way we've handled this season and the way we've handled the pressure since the Fulham result last weekend on match day 26, the pressure again, Eric Ten Hag is under major scrutiny this weekend. This is going to determine where we finish in the league because not getting top 4 is going to be a disaster. Champions League football, with or without it, is going to cost the club on and off the pitch. And this is going to determine if Erik ten Hag is the right guy to lead this club back to the top. I still believe that Erik ten Hag is the right manager, and we have got to back him and get behind him every single way possible. But results will start telling on the pitch if he is the right guy. And if it is a heavy dropping this weekend, which we all are expecting it to be, then Manchester United are going to have major problems in the headlines on Monday morning. That it's going to be a demolition derby for Manchester City, which I expect it will to be, because you're not going to keep Erling Haaland quiet. You're not going to keep De Bruyne quiet. Foden is back scoring goals for fun. Doku is turning into an elite player. Kovacic is a great holding midfielder that Man City basically got for not a lot of money. You've then got Matthias Nunes from Wolves. You've got Rodri as well. The whole Man City team has got quality player in every single position. At Manchester United, you've got bang average footballers that don't give a fuck, don't give a shit, and basically are trying to get another manager out the door. That has been the plan all season, is to get this manager gone. And I think that could happen this weekend. If this is a heavy beating and Manchester United get absolutely turned over and steamrolled, then I think Ten Hag could be gone. This could be Erik ten Hag's last game in charge, because even though we are still in the FA Cup, that ain't going to last long, especially knowing you've got Liverpool in the quarterfinals at Old Trafford. That is as far as we're going to get. Manchester City is a team that is basically trying to build a status of that we are the best Manchester side ever to play in Manchester. And that is going to get noisier and bigger every single season that Manchester City achieve success. They're not FA Cup winners for nothing. They're not Premier League champions for nothing. They're not UEFA Champions League European champions for no reason. Pep Guardiola is bringing statement signings. He's bringing statement football. He's making players do the right things at the right time. He's got a goal-scoring machine in Erling Haaland that Manchester United should have signed when we had the opportunity to do it. And we are 27 games in now. We have only got 11 games left after this to turn this around and get top four and Champions League football. I just can't see it. I think this season, after the weekend, after Sunday, after the full-time whistle, Manchester United's season is going to be over. And people say you need to stop being negative and you need to stop, But at the end of the day, Man City are on another level. We can't compete. And this preview says quite a lot about how I'm feeling at the moment, mentally and physically, with Manchester United, that those players are doing what they usually do, trying to get away with a bang average season and get another manager out the door. They're not performing to the elite level that I think some of these players are capable of. And again, the injuries have been a problem. Let's not beat around the bush, they have. But it's no excuse for these players not to be playing with the players that we have got available. There is no excuse for that. But clearly the plan is get Ten Hag out the door and we'll do what we did to Radnick and Solskjaer, down tools the rest of the season and basically throw the white flag. And that is basically surrender, because these players do not like it when the going gets tough. When we start playing shit and the fans and the supporters get on the back, the players then moan at us because apparently we don't know anything about football and we're quite naive, which is completely untrue. And then when you've got players coming out making statements like Marcus Rashford have, Marcus Rashford needs to do his talking on the pitch instead of doing his talking with his mouth. Because since Wolves, what has he contributed? Since Wolves, what's he contributed? Let's be really honest here. What's he fucking contributed? Like, seriously, what's he done since then? Has done absolutely fuck all. And I think if Ten Hag saw that interview and saw that statement that Rashford has made, I think Ten Hag has got every right to fucking drop him. I've had enough of Marcus Rashford. I've had enough of Anthony. I've had enough of Garnacho. But the problem is, where's the squad depth? Where's the quality players that apparently we've got at this football club? There ain't any. There basically isn't any. And people also need to realise that the quality isn't there at Manchester United to be able to deliver consistent world-class attacking football in every single fucking game. And Sunday is going to be a brutal beating of the quality will shine through for Man City, and we know who their danger players are. We know they're problematic players that will cause problems for Man United's back four. We know the midfield balance that Man City have got to an absolute masterstroke with Rodri and now Kovacic shining through. Matthias Nunes looks like he's going to become a great signing under Pep Guardiola. And you've got De Bruyne, who has assisted 3 goals for Erling Haaland against Luton in the FA Cup 5th round on Tuesday night, where Erling Haaland scored 5 goals in one match, something that's not been done since the day of George Best did for Manchester United. God bless George Best, absolute legend. My dad has seen George Best in real life play for Manchester United, and he has seen Sir Bobby Charlton. So the problem is, we know the problematic players, and I can't see United keeping them quiet, because we may have won Wednesday, and the hype since then is unbelievable. I don't know what anyone saw in that result Wednesday. We basically got through with a late-headed winner, and the hype since then, it's like, what are we like? Really? Like, let's be really honest here. It's only Nottingham Forest. And we played shit, not just in the first half, but the second half as well. The intensity, the energy levels, it weren't there. It was so fucking boring. And I've got used to that, because these players are not stepping up. These players do not know how to get the best out of their own performance. And when they do, they're talking on social media, who they then can't keep their mouths shut. It then affects them on the pitch, because they then realise they've probably made a mistake getting it out on socials. And then they realise they've probably made a mistake, because then the fans and supporters are going to be even more mad and angry with certain individuals at Manchester United. Not mentioning any names, Marcus Rashford. I would not be playing him this weekend after the statement. I think that is bang out of order. I don't think it's right that he's got the right to, say the fans haven't got a right to a view, haven't got a right to an opinion. I don't think that's fair. I think that's an absolute fucking disgrace. I don't think it's fair. I really don't. He's massively arrogant. He's massively up his own ass. And I think, for me, in my view, he does not deserve to be given any more chances at Manchester United. I think enough's enough now. I'm sick to death of it. I'm absolutely sick to death of him. I can't back this player anymore. I'm sorry. I think he's bang average. I think if a good offer came in for him, we take it in a heartbeat, and we go and get better players, because Rashford does not give a fuck. And I've always tended I would be fuming, because that is preparation gone out the window for Sunday, with players making statements like that. This is the 3rd incident now with Marcus Rashford. Number 3, he's basically completed a hat-trick. He missed training last season when we were away to Wolves, and he came on and got the winning goal. He then went out nightclubbing, phoned in sick for training the next day, and now he's put a statement out on social media saying we've got no right to criticise him. That is 3rd strike, get out of the fucking club, because enough's enough now. We do not need players like this at Manchester United causing problems. Ronaldo did it. Rashford's now doing exactly the same. Doing exactly the same thing what Ronaldo did. Saying, I'm bigger than the club, I'm better than everyone else, you lot are wrong, I'm right, so you keep your mouth shut. I'm sorry, that is going to backfire on Sunday. And if he does get played, he's got to be doing his talking on the pitch and doing what I think we know he can do. But if he performs badly again, the crap he is going to get, the crap and the hate he's going to get. And people say, well, players don't deserve hate, they don't deserve criticism, you can't call them this, that, and the other. I completely disagree. We are heading to Man City knowing we are going to get thumped. And you've got players now coming out making statements on social media instead of thinking about how that's going to affect the minds and the views and opinions of supporters who you've basically said they've got no right to a view, they've got no right to an opinion, and I'm better than everyone else. Sorry, no, that's not how it works. No one's bigger than the football club. No one will ever be bigger than Manchester United. The fans and supporters is what makes Manchester United the best supported club in football globally. We are the best supported club in Europe and all over the globe. And when you've got players like that making statements, it's not going to help the team, and especially the players who have got to play with that arrogant little shit in Marcus Rashford. That is not going to help the morale Sunday. Those players are going to look at that and think, this guy, what is he doing? Like, if I was the captain, if I was the manager, if I was the coaching staff, I would be questioning what the fuck is Marcus Rashford doing, making statements like this 3 days before a massive, crucial game away at Man City. I mean, it's only Man City. What could go wrong? Well, get me a piece of paper, get me a pen, and I'll write down everything that could actually go wrong. We get destroyed, we get annihilated, we get embarrassed. The fans have had enough. The supporters are angry. The players have turned on the manager. The players have turned on the fans. The players have turned on the supporters. This season turns into a complete car crash. The manager gets sacked. We bring an interim. The players down tools. We don't get into Europe. And then the cycle repeats itself in another 2 years' time, where exactly the same situation we're now in will fucking repeat itself. And we don't need that. We do not need that. And the players did not cover themselves in any glory on Wednesday, because that was shocking, utterly shocking how bad that was on Wednesday. When I said I have never been this close to switching the game off, I've never, ever said that. Ever. As a Manchester United fan since I was a kid, for someone to say that, it takes an awful lot of guts to say, do you know what? You've had enough. And do you know what? Yeah, I have. I've absolutely had enough, because my neighbour knows more than those players. I know more than those players. And we're showing a lot more passion in what we do in life than what those players are doing in 90 minutes of a competitive match. And I just don't see those players stepping up Sunday. I think if we go a goal down, the heads will drop, the morale will drop, and Man City will cruise to another 5 or 6-0 win. I don't know how we scored 3 goals last season, but somehow we did. I don't know how, but we did. Could Man City score another 6 or 7 with our defence? Pretty much, because the team that played Wednesday will probably play again on Sunday. And the players that we did play on Wednesday were shit. So expect another bang average, lethargic, slow performance where we play out the back, play the ball back, keep playing the ball back, keep playing the ball back, and we'll play the ball from the back and try and get the ball forward. That is all we did on Wednesday, and that is all I've seen lately. We build from the back. We build from the back. We need to go to the Etihad and attack Man City. We cannot let them get the early goal, because the floodgates will open. I'm sorry to say they will. Man City go 1-0 up within the first 10 to 15 minutes. The floodgates will open, and Erling Haaland will have an absolute thrill day, destroying that United back four. And we know his quality. It's not hard to tell. He's broken record after record ever since he came to the Premier League. He's basically on, at the moment, the best footballer in the world on an elite level. How that guy did not win the Ballon d'Or bewilders me. It shouldn't have been Lionel Messi. It should have been Erling Haaland. From a rival fan point of view, Haaland deserved that the Ballon d'Or more than anyone else, I'm afraid. And again, that's your biggest threat there, in a nutshell, is Erling Haaland. When Man United had the opportunity, we should have got them when we did, and now look where we are. So, can United keep him quiet? I just don't think we can. I think the players know they're probably already defeated before they even kicked a ball. I don't think the players are going to be having any kind of confidence really to go to the Etihad and win. I don't think we can. The players we've got available, and you look at the players we've got out, and you look at the performance from Wednesday, can Man United really build on that win and get another result unlikely at the Etihad? It's very unlikely. It is massively unlikely now. And I think if anyone thinks United can get a result, I would literally have a hard, long think about if you're actually a Man United fan. Because if you think United can go to the Etihad and win, good luck to you. Because if you do believe in that, because that might help, spur us on for Sunday. But the way we are playing and the way Man City are playing, it's night and day. Different kettle of fish, really. Its difference is it's miles. It's not just miles, it's hundreds and thousands of miles. You might as well get a pot of hundreds of thousands and put it all on top of the cake that you've baked. You might as well apply for Bake Off, because the level in quality from Man City to Man United, it's night and day. And it's sad to say that we're not at that level, and we won't get at that level. We will never be there. And, I've been dreading talking about this preview. I've been dreading how, what could I work at? Can we get any kind of result? No, I'm sorry to say this is going to be an annihilation. This is going to absolutely rip open Man United's heart. We are going to need open heart surgery after Sunday. And as the words of Ralph Ragnick, we need open heart surgery to fix this mess we're in. And that is not going to happen until the summer. So we've still got March, April, and May. We've basically got 3 months of probably heartache, 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 and heartache. Basically, we've had a quadruple bypass because of how shit we've actually been. So, yeah, we've somehow got to go to the Etihad and hope miracles happen and hope someone's looking down on us thinking, do you know what? You can't let City win this weekend because they won't shut up about it. And I've got Man City supporters who are friends, and I completely respect them. I've got no problem with them supporting the club. I respect them; they're my friends, and I respect that they're a Man City fan. But we respect each other, that we're friends and we're rivals, but there's still the banter there, which is respectful. But obviously, there's going to be that competitiveness about you to you want your team to win, and I'm not going to come online if it's a heavy drubbing after I do the reaction because it's just not going to happen, I'm afraid. And with the way how we were, ripped apart defensively on Wednesday, when you've got Amrabat at left back, Lindelof, Varane, and Delot, does that give you any confidence that they can keep Foden out? I mean, could you imagine Foden running at Amrabat if he's playing at left back? Scary thoughts. Really scary thoughts. And everyone was praising Amrabat's determination, which he turned around in the second half on Wednesday. I mean, again, I don't know what game you're watching. He's being played out of position at left back when he's not a fucking left back. He's a midfielder that was meant to come in and improve the midfield. Like, sorry, but what did he do Wednesday? Logically, what did he do? I didn't see a lot. I saw a guy that was incompetent when defending against players like Awani and Morgan's Gibbs-White and Anthony Elanga. I saw a player that was scared to, close down the opposition player. I saw a player that is being played out of position because of the injuries we've got. And I saw a player there that was so much hype over, even for myself. I love Amrabat. He's one of my favourite players, but being played out of position because we've got no left back. So what do you do Sunday? Well, it's probably going to be that back four again. And I don't know how Man United didn't concede goals Wednesday. That was a surprising thing, really. I think if Nottingham Forest had better players, we would have gone out the FA Cup Wednesday night. And I hope people realise that now. If Nottingham Forest had better players that could put the ball in the net and Awani could actually score in the United penalty area, and Elanga could have turned up that apparently Elanga's world prime class, it's just... No, sorry to say that is why Nottingham Forest didn't win that game. If they had better players, they would have beaten Manchester United quite heavily, and it would have been a 3 or 4-0 win. And the floodgates could have opened again, but thank God it didn't, because United are conceding goals from everywhere on the pitch, not just defensively. When the midfield battle loses, we can't control. When the attack is absolutely non-existent, we can't score any goals. So United really are not answering their own problems. And when you had a whole January to improve this squad, was it not a good idea to maybe go and get another striker, maybe another centre-back, and maybe another midfielder to improve things? No, sorry, we can't spend money, financial fair play, and sell to buy. You're not spending any money. We are the Glazers. Come on down to the butter barn. We're not spending any money. We're going to keep it in the pennies in the piggy bank, and we're going to let this season turn into a complete car crash when we win absolutely fuck all. Sorry, but we're not. We're not winning anything with these set of players. The only changes I would make, get Scooby-Doo out the midfield in bloody Scott McTominay. I mean, Scooby-Doo. I mean, what the hell? Why he was selected Wednesday, God knows. And I think for me, if you're dropping any of the front three, get Rashford out this team and go and get Nacho in. And really get Ahmad on the pitch, because Ahmad looked like the bright spark on Wednesday. At least he actually tried, because the rest of those pile of crap didn't. The rest of them didn't. I thought Ahmad added quite a lot when he came on. I think it's about time he was given that opportunity to actually prove himself. That he's that he can be the absolute prime player that I think is in there. He had been given a chance, and I think Sunday could be a big opportunity, because, as Alan Shearer said about Anthony, I mean, when you've paid 85 million, all that money, and you basically cut inside, pass the ball back, or have a shot on goal, And apart from that, what did you really do? Alan Shearer's right. Alan Shearer's absolutely correct. And he's right. You've got to be honest. He is right. Anthony should not be in this team based on his performances, especially on Wednesday. One decent shot on goal, and the rest of the game completely quiet. Didn't do a lot after that. Rashford, I mean, flapping his hands about trying to get Concorde to come into land on the Bristol airport. I mean, like, come on now. He's right. You've got to agree. Alan Shearer is right about these players. He's absolutely bang on to the point that they ain't fucking good enough. These players have cost a lot of money, and the level of shite that they produce is so much of it. It's basically like having constipation, and you've got to keep going to the toilet because the shit that these players are producing, it's coming out every 5 to 10 minutes, and your system's trying to clear itself. These players, I think, have got bunged up. I think these players have got so constipated that the shit that they're producing is happening in every game. And that constipation is not being eased by the lack of energy and the lack of any fight. And I saw that against Fulham. I saw that against fucking Forest. And again, if this happens on Sunday, we are going to get found out very quickly. So the front three for me changes. Mainu comes into the midfield for McTominay. That's the only change I would actually logically make. The back four will be the back four, unfortunately. And again, Onana, I mean, at least he kept a clean sheet for once. I mean, the amount of goals we've conceded this season already, I mean, you might have to add double digits on Sunday to try and keep Foden, Haaland and De Bruyne quiet. And if you've got Doku as well, could you imagine Doku running at fucking Diego Dalot? I mean, this could be an absolute horrifying night. This could be a horrible Sunday evening to head into if United don't win. This could be horrible. This could be a drubbing of levels of quality that Man City will just rip that Man United team in every sector. They could destroy us. This could be a drubbing like no before. This could be the day that Man United are finally finished as a football club. This could be the day. And I think we've got to realise it now. This could be the day that Manchester United as a club are finished. And I think, as I state, 1 trophy in 7 years, is that acceptable? No, it's not. It's not acceptable. And I think Sunday will be a statement of, do you know what? It's the reality that it is what it is today. We haven't got the squad. We ain't got the players. We don't have the technical genius that Pep Guardiola is as a manager. We don't have Erling Haaland. We don't have those players. We don't have that quality that Man United are desperately trying to get. We don't have it. And we are going to get taught a footballing lesson. I just can't see Man United shutting Man City out, especially at home. They're another force when they're at home. And especially, that Luton drubbing on Tuesday night, again, that's a statement saying that Man City are not fucking up here. We are not going to fuck our own season up. We are going to go for everything again. And if they win the treble, again, you've got to hold their hands up and just applaud it, because at the end of the day, as a rival fan, you've got to applaud what they're doing. You've got to, even though they've got all these charges waiting to happen and still nothing's been done, you've got to keep applauding their brilliance. You've got to applaud the trophies they're winning and the manager and the players that they've got, because they're doing the job on every single fucking game. These players do not step off. Pep Guardiola takes no shit. Pep Guardiola does not take underwhelming, bang average performance from these Man City players, because Pep Guardiola would lose his shit. We've seen it. Pep Guardiola loses his shit if Man City are not stepping up. And if they don't step up, Man City then find a next game and they turn into an absolute rocket machine. They basically turn into an absolute fighter jet. They absolutely bang every team they play. And it's been like this all season. It's a story of Man United season. Where could we have been if we had better players and we had a proper striker, especially ahead of this weekend? Because no Martial, no Rasmus Højlund. You basically start with Rashford. So, again, you might not... The thing is, we can't not play a striker. I mean, do we play a false 9 and bench Rashford and get Amad Garnacho? But then who do you play down the middle? Because you can't play Garnacho, you can't play Amad, and you can't play Anthony. So United have not really thought about this, have they? And I think as a fan calling out saying this has not been sorted out, that says a lot from a United fan. That Man United have got so much wrong this season. And it says that, if we were Man City, we would be at top of the league fighting on all fronts for every single trophy we had. We can't fight for trophies. We're not that level. And the thing is, this will happen next season, the season after that, the season after that, and the season after that. This dominance from Man City is going to carry on because the quality they have on the pitch, off the pitch, from the board to their directors to the owners, the money the club have got, no one can compete with that quality. Because whenever Pep wants a map player, he gets him. When Pep wants to get rid of players, they get rid of them. And Man City rebuild. And yes, maybe the signings of, Doku and Matthias Nunes, they might not have lit up everyone's mind. But, I mean, look at the player Nathan Ake's turned into at Man City from Bournemouth. I mean, whoever thought Pep Guardiola would have transformed Nathan Ake at centre-back? I mean, Julian Alvarez, look at the quality he brings to Man City. Debut season for Man City, wins the treble and wins the World Cup with Argentina. Goal-scoring striker. Man United wanted him. We wanted Erling Haaland. Man United said no because of the release clause that they wanted to put in his contract if he was going to sign for Manchester United Football Club. So at the end of the day, Manchester United have left themselves really short-footed here. That we are heading into Sunday with a lack of strength in the squad, with a lack of quality that is not stepping up. We've got players throwing their toys at the pram on social media. We've got players who are not performing in the team in several big games, which we've already mentioned, Forest and Fulham in the last two. United have not been convincing in these last few weeks. I don't know where all that bright work and all that energy and all that, football playing. We went on this long unbeaten run. We hadn't lost this year in 2024. We've only lost once so far. That's better than nothing. But we should have beat Fulham. We are now we were 5 points off Villa. We are now 8 points off Aston Villa. Tottenham will have 2 games in hand over Manchester United, which isn't going to help either. So that'll be even more points in front. United have left themselves in a bad position where if they don't get Champions League football, they've already stated, forget the spending in the summer if we don't get Champions League football, because we're going to need the money. Because if we're in the Europa League, it's just not looking great. And Sunday will be the same. I can't see Man City players going quiet. They are going to run circles around the whole team, from the defence to the midfield to the lack of our attack. If Garnacho doesn't step up and Rashford plays the way he's been playing since Wolves and Anthony's in the team, can that front three really inspire you for Sunday? I'm not too sure. The midfield is the midfield. Kobe Mainoo needs to get back in that midfield ASAP. Why McTominay was selected over Mainoo, God knows, for Wednesday. I don't know why that selection was made for bringing McTominay back in for Mainoo. That clearly backfired quite quickly. The defence, it is what it is. We've not really missed Maguire since Forest, have we? I can't believe I'm actually saying we might have actually missed Harry Maguire, because defensively, the first to the second half, we were slow, lethargic. Nottingham Forest came out as a better team and produced a better football. And they could have scored on several big occasions, but they didn't, because they've got players like Awani, Morgan Gibbs-White, and fucking Anthony Elanga for them up front, where none of them can score any goals. And you've got to be quite thankful that none of them did, because if Forest would have gone in front, or it would have gone to extra time and maybe even penalty shootout, United would have gone out Wednesday, and it would have been season over. For me, it's already season over. And Sunday will be a big telling sign, depending on what the scoreline is at the Etihad after the full-time whistle. So, yeah, for me, not only a few little tweaks for the team, and that, apart from me, that is all I can really say about, what I think the team will be. It'll be Onana, Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, Amrabat. Midfield, Mainoo, Fernandes, Casemiro. The front three, for me, we go with a false 9 and go with Ahmad, Garnacho, and Ahmad, Garnacho. If Mount's fit, would you put Mount in the team on the right wing? even though he's not a right winger, which again would backfire quite badly because obviously he's a centre attacking midfielder. So you might have no choice but to play Rashford, I think. But I don't want him after the statement he's came out with because I just don't agree with it. I think it's basically shitting on the fans and supporters, and I don't think it's acceptable. So we might have to play a false nine. I mean, will we go with 4 midfielders? Will we park the bus and try and break Man City on the counter-attack? That might be a plan for Sunday, that we park the bus for the whole game. We hold them out to the 85th or the 88th minute and try and find a late winner and try and hold Man City. But I don't think that will work because Man City will just break Man United's chance on the counter-attack. And if we lose the ball in the Man City half and we don't, create any chances on goal or don't convert the chances that we might create, then United really are fucked, really, because you're looking at it now. Should have players like Sancho, Donny van der Beek and Hannibal Mabry gone on loan with the options we've got now? Realistically, should they have all gone on loan when we have got no quality in that team at the moment? I mean, you're going to have to play Casemiro. You've got no choice. Fernandes, you've not got no choice. Eriksen won't force his way back in his team. McTominay is, McTominay, we all know what fucking McTominay's like. Absolutely fucking useless. Eriksen, after Fulham, I think his days at United are numbered. After what that second half performance was. I mean, I didn't even know what that second half performance was from Eriksen, but he was at fault for the Fulham winner for giving the ball away. So United have really screwed up the whole season, really, from last summer's transfer window in 2023, even in January 2024. Both transfer windows have left Manchester United massively in depth of no squad quality, I'm afraid, and it's our own fault. And I've got to hand up. I've got no sympathy. It's the fans and the supporters that I worry about and I care because I am a kind, caring, and loving person. Well, I hope I come across as that because the club should be producing what the fans want, and it's not happening. Everyone blames the manager, saying it's Ten Hag's fault. It's Ten Hag's fault. I mean, if you're in Ten Hag's position tonight, as a Man United fan in the early hours of this Friday morning, what would you do with a lack of squad quality? Because I would love to know what you would do. Because I know what I would do. No more McTominay, no more Rashford. Ahmad in the team full-time with Garnacho. Obviously, it would have been nice to have Rasmus back, but that ain't going to happen. We all know that. The midfield, no more McTominay. And for the back four, the whole back four really needs replacing because that ain't good enough. The midfield needs work. Casemiro and Fernandes won't be around forever. The front three is, that needs major investment in the summer. If the rumours, are true that we are still looking at Harry Kane, United are going to have to do something sooner rather than later because we need a world-class elite striker for next season. If we don't get that world-class striker, we are going to be finding ourselves in the same position next season where the same old problems continue to resurface at Manchester United Football Club. We don't need that again. We cannot have another season like next season, like this season, because United will just be exposed, and they love to be exposed. They expose themselves more than anything, and they're a laughing stock. They are a joke on and off the pitch. They're a disgrace how they've been run into the ground by greedy owners. And I think fans are getting on this Jim Ratcliffe hype train, saying that everything's going to be fine and that he's going to turn this around. I don't want Sir Jim Ratcliffe here. I don't want Sir Dave Brailsford here. I'm not willing to give any of them a chance because they got in bed with the Glazers and got a bit of hanky-panky with them and kept the Glazers here from a minority stake. So Jim Ratcliffe will not buy the football club full-time. That ain't going to happen. And if we build an elite stadium, we've already been told that the Glazers are going to go nowhere if we rebuild Old Trafford and build a brand new state-of-the-art football stadium. They said they're not going to go anywhere. So the mess we are in and the mess we are going to be on Sunday after the full-time whistle, it's going to be a hefty beating. But we might get a surprise. We might get a shot. We might win. I mean, if I really just said that, it's not going to happen. But all I can say is we've gone through the team. We've gone what's going to happen and the feelings from me at the moment, how I feel about Manchester United as a whole. Can we get any kind of result at the Etihad? Let's hope, because we're going to need more hope and optimism more than anything. If I had to go for a score prediction, logically, I think Man City will just steamroll us. But if we can sneak a lucky 1-0 win or a 2-1 win or even a point, at least is a point and we haven't lost. But is a point good enough to chase down Villa and Tottenham at this important stage of the season? I don't know. But all I can say is let's see what happens on Sunday evening. So I hope you enjoyed this intake and thoughts and opinions. And obviously, this is the preview for Sunday's Manchester derby between Man City and Manchester United. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, hit the like button and the share button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always remember the notification bell. Put the bell on all time so you receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of this year in 2024 for brand new videos, shorts, live streams. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 will be making its debut. We've now got that PS5 console content series gameplay, which I'm really excited to bring. We'll be doing zombies, campaign, Warzone, a lot of Call of Duty content coming up. I'm also back streaming on Twitch, so go and give me a follow. Same channel name as this one, United Red Devils 20. Give me a follow on Twitch. Please subscribe to the channel, and then obviously join me for the aftermath on Sunday. Which, as a Man United fan, as a Man United supporter, for me the results going only one way, and we'll constantly hear Blue Moon if they win. They'll be going on about Haaland every day of the week. For me, this is going only one way, one win only. Man City will win, but let's see what happens Sunday afternoon, evening time. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. And I'll see you on the next one.